They thought they could silence you, but they underestimated the force of your truth and your divine purpose. For years, they have worked tirelessly to suppress you, using doubt as their weapon and denial as their shield. They hope to bury your voice under layers of dismissal, to drown your light in a sea of conformity. But what they fail to realize is that your purpose is written in the stars. No institution, no authority, no power on earth can extinguish the spark of destiny placed within you. You are not here to bow to their systems. You are here to dismantle them. You are here to awaken the sleeping and ignite the flames of a revolution they cannot control. Chosen ones, this is your story, and it has only just begun. Throughout history, those who carry the light of truth have been targeted by those who fear it. When the chosen ones rise, systems of power react with desperation, using every tool at their disposal to suppress what they cannot control. They create chaos, not to defeat you but to delay the inevitable, because they know the truth will dismantle their fragile empires. They brand truth-tellers with names meant to isolate and discredit. Crazy, dangerous, delusional. It is a strategy as old as oppression itself, to make others fear what they should be listening to. By doing so, they aim to fracture the connection between those who seek the truth and those who have already found it. This labeling is not a reflection of your worth. It is their confession of fear. They wield propaganda like a weapon, crafting false narratives to twist perception. They rewrite stories, erase inconvenient facts, and create distractions. Through their media and institutions, they manufacture doubt, hoping to blur the lines between reality and illusion. But the irony is this: the harder they push these lies, the sharper the truth becomes in the hearts of those who feel it. Censorship is their shield against your voice. They silence dissent by removing platforms, cutting off resources, and burying evidence. But suppression is a temporary dam against a rising tide. Every time they suppress a truth-teller, more people begin to ask, why are they afraid? And it is in that questioning that the cracks in their control start to show. This isn't just a modern battle. Look to history, and you'll see the same tactics. When libraries were burned, it was to control knowledge. When Galileo was silenced, it was to prevent humanity from seeing the stars as they truly are. Every revolutionary thought that ever changed the world was first met with ridicule, suppression, and rejection by those desperate to maintain power. Today, they have adapted to the age of technology, using disinformation to drown the truth in a sea of noise. Look at Edward Snowden, who risked everything to reveal the extent of global surveillance. They called him a traitor, exiled him, and tried to erase his revelations from public consciousness. But his truth still echoes, louder than their accusations. Frances Haugen showed the world how a corporate giant prioritized profit over human well-being. They tried to silence her, just as they try to silence anyone who exposes their inner workings. Yet her voice carried through, igniting a fire that could not be extinguished. These examples are not just stories of defiance. They are evidence that even the mightiest systems cannot suppress what is meant to be revealed. And now they turn their tactics on you. They isolate you, hoping to weaken your resolve, to make you question your purpose. They try to convince you that you are alone, that no one else sees what you see. But you are not alone. You are part of a growing tide, and their efforts to divide you only highlight how afraid they are of your collective power. Remember this: suppression is not a sign of their strength, it is a sign of their fear. They would not fight so hard to bury the truth if it did not have the power to change everything. Every whisper, every attempt to discredit you, is proof that you are moving closer to your purpose. They try to control you because they see what's coming, and they know they cannot stop it. Now I want you to comment below, Truth Rises, to declare your role in dismantling their illusions and amplifying the awakening. If you feel called, you may also find that you wish to hit subscribe along with the notification bell, so that you will be alerted to all future 5D Earth upgrades from Astral Atom. The tide is turning, and their grip on power is slipping. For centuries, they relied on control, of information, of perception, of the systems that bind people to outdated realities. But now, their control is failing, and the cracks in their foundations are too large to ignore. Technology has become the great equalizer. What was once their tool of surveillance is now a weapon of truth. The same platforms they used to watch, censor, and manipulate have become avenues for the free flow of information. Whistleblowers, citizen journalists, and digital activists have pierced the veil, showing the world the truths they tried so hard to hide. Every leak, every document, every whispered revelation disrupts their hold on reality. The release of classified files, like Edward Snowden's revelations, or the flood of truth surrounding UAP hearings, is not just about exposing lies. It's about proving that their systems of secrecy cannot survive in a world where knowledge is power, and knowledge is everywhere. But technology alone is not what frightens them most. It's the power of presence, the energy of those who dare to exist outside the lines they've drawn. Chosen ones disrupt more than narratives. They disrupt entire systems by simply being. Their frequency shakes the illusions and forces others to see the cracks they've ignored for so long. Look at the waves of disclosure that are shifting our collective consciousness. What began as whispers in obscure corners is now headline news. UAP hearings that were once ridiculed are now broadcast to millions. Corruption that hid in the shadows is dragged into the light. These shifts are not random. They are signs of a rising awareness that can no longer be contained. Their attempts to suppress the truth have reached a breaking point. Every time they try to control the narrative, they only draw more attention to what they wish to hide. The internet, once thought to be a fleeting tool of distraction, has become a global web of interconnected minds. Every connection weakens their barriers. Every truth shared becomes a weapon against their silence. Julian Assange's WikiLeaks tore apart the veil of institutional secrecy, revealing truths that shook the very systems that claimed to protect us. For years they tried to isolate him, to punish him for revealing their lies. Yet his work endures, and his legacy is proof that no system, no matter how powerful, can suppress what is destined to rise. And now, the chosen ones are amplifying this shift. You are not passive spectators. You are catalysts. Your awareness, your energy, your presence is a force they cannot counter. When you speak, others listen. When you stand firm, others follow. You are living proof that their systems are failing, and no amount of control can silence what is coming. The tide has turned. The truth is no longer contained within the walls of their institutions. It flows freely, carried by every voice that dares to speak, every mind that dares to think, and every soul that dares to awaken. They can no longer hide. They can no longer control. The tide is not coming. It is already here. Stop right there. The following is a brief message for the elite few. This is not for everyone. Seriously, if you're here hoping for puppy memes or a safe space, turn back now. The Obsidian Inner Order is where the real chosen ones gather. People who've stared down the Archons, shredded the Matrix, and still had time to manifest parking spots at Whole Foods. If you're hearing this, it's because fate decided you might be worth it. Don't blow it. Inside, you'll unlock forbidden content too spicy for YouTube, like the Matrix wants you broke, and the universe is your ATM machine, a step-by-step guide to making the universe work for you. And yes, our modern manifestation mechanics grimoire is in there, teaching you how to turn your messy living room into an abundance vortex while channeling literal magic. But the real treasure? Our private Discord and community chats where over 400 chosen ones hang out. No muggles allowed. Weekly calls? Yep. Chosen singles? Oh, it's cosmic matchmaking at its finest. Just don't embarrass us. Spots are limited and we mean it. We've booted posers before and we'll do it again if you take a dump in our dojo. This isn't Club Penguin. If you think you've got what it takes to join the #1 Ascension Nexus for chosen ones, the link to the Obsidian Inner Order is in the description. If not, that's fine. Good luck explaining to your future self why you missed out. They cannot stop what's coming. No matter how hard they try, no matter the lengths they go to suppress, delay, or distract, the momentum of transformation is unstoppable. The systems they built were never meant to last. They were constructed on deception, control, and fear, and now they are crumbling under the weight of their own lies. Every attempt to suppress you is proof of the inevitability of change. If their power was absolute, they would not fight so desperately to maintain it. Their resistance is their greatest admission of weakness, their fear of a reality they can no longer manipulate. The rise of independent platforms, where truth-tellers can share unfiltered revelations, is evidence that suppression is no longer a viable strategy. In this age of information, knowledge is the tide they cannot hold back. The rise of alternative media, independent journalism, and the collective awakening of minds is a force of nature. Platforms like Patreon, where truth-tellers can thrive outside the control of corporate interests, demonstrate how the barriers they built are being bypassed entirely. Their old methods are failing because they were designed for a world that no longer exists. This is the era of collective consciousness, where the truth is not confined to a single voice, but reverberates across countless minds and hearts. What they tried to bury has become seeds in fertile ground, and now those seeds are growing into a forest too vast to be contained. Every time they suppress one voice, 10 more rise to take its place. Every attempt to control the narrative only sharpens the focus on what they want to hide. This is the paradox of suppression. The harder they try to silence the truth, the louder it becomes. The more they resist the tide, the faster it rises. Their power is not just being eroded, it is being dismantled by the very tools they once used to dominate. The age of secrets is ending. Their lies are exposed through the very technologies they created to control you. Data leaks, whistleblower revelations, and the spread of collective awareness have ensured that nothing remains hidden for long. Look around you. The signs are everywhere. People who once scoffed at the idea of corruption are now questioning the systems they trusted. Those who dismissed your truth are starting to watch, listen, and wonder. This is not a coincidence, it is the shift. It is the beginning of a transformation that cannot be undone. Suppression is no match for inevitability. What's coming is not just a reckoning, it is a rebirth. It is the merging of technology, awareness, and spiritual awakening to create a world where the systems of control cannot survive. The truth is not just rising, it is reclaiming its rightful place. The chosen ones are not fighting alone. You are aligned with forces greater than anything they can comprehend. Their suppression is futile because you are not just a voice, you are a movement, a force of nature, a part of the unstoppable current that is sweeping the world into a new reality. They cannot stop it, they cannot stop you. The signs are clear, the unstoppable is already happening. For those with the eyes to see, it is undeniable. Every moment of resistance, every obstacle they place in your path is proof that the breakthrough is near. They do not resist what is powerless. They resist what threatens to undo them. Opposition is the greatest confirmation of your purpose. When they try to silence you, it's because they know your voice holds the power to awaken others. Every attempt to discredit you, every whisper of doubt they plant, is evidence that you are shaking their foundations. Resistance is not a sign of defeat, it is a sign of your victory already taking shape. Have you noticed the divine synchronicities in your life? The perfect opportunities that appear at the right moment, the sudden clarity that arrives when you need it most. These are not coincidences, they are messages. They are proof that the universe is aligning with your purpose, guiding you through the chaos toward a destiny they cannot control. Even those who doubted you are starting to notice. The people who once dismissed your words are now watching in silence. They see what you carry, even if they don't yet have the courage to admit it. Their curiosity is not accidental. It is the first sign of their awakening. The collective shift is here, and it is undeniable. More people are questioning the systems around them, seeking answers that the old paradigms cannot provide. The narratives that once kept the masses in line are crumbling under the weight of their own contradictions. This awakening is not a ripple, it is a wave, and it is growing with every passing day. The resistance you face now is the last gasp of a system that knows it is losing control. They fight harder because they are desperate. They try to confuse, distract, and divide, but their efforts only make the truth more visible. Every crack in their system is a window to the new reality that is emerging. The opportunities for transformation are everywhere. Technology, once a tool of suppression, is now amplifying the voices of the silenced. Communities are forming across the globe, united not by geography, but by shared purpose. These connections are creating a network of resilience that no system can dismantle. The shift is not just external, it is internal. As you stand in your light, you feel it within yourself. A growing sense of purpose, a clarity that cuts through the noise. This is not a time to shrink back, it is a time to rise. The universe is calling you to step fully into your role as a chosen one. The unstoppable is already here. The signs are all around you. The synchronicities, the resistance, the awakening of others, they are all proof that the tide has turned. They cannot undo it and they cannot stop it. What has begun will not be stopped. Technology has become the double-edged sword of this era. For years they wielded it as a weapon of control, using it to surveil, manipulate, and monitor every movement. But the very same tools they created to suppress are now tearing apart their illusions, exposing patterns of corruption, and amplifying the voices they worked so hard to silence. AI, data tools, and digital networks are revealing truths that were once hidden in plain sight. They uncover the systems of inequality, the lies that held the masses in complacency, and the depth of control that has gone unchecked for decades. What they created as chains has become the key to freedom, unlocking doors to knowledge and awareness at an unprecedented scale. Artificial intelligence, though feared by many, is reflecting back the intentions of those who use it. When guided by greed, it creates systems of control, but when aligned with higher consciousness, it becomes a tool of liberation. AI reveals patterns, connects truths, and offers insights into the complexity of existence that were once beyond our grasp. While some attempt to weaponize this technology for oppression, the chosen ones are using it for enlightenment. Every shared truth, every piece of evidence unearthed by AI, becomes a beacon for those seeking the light. Technology is no longer just a tool, it is an extension of the collective awakening, a mirror reflecting the consciousness of humanity as it evolves. Through social media, encrypted networks, and independent platforms, the suppressed are finding their voices again. Secrets can no longer be buried. Surveillance backfires when it exposes the very systems that sought to control us. The digital realm has become a battlefield where the balance of power is shifting in favor of those who seek truth. Take, for example, the countless leaks that have changed the course of history. WikiLeaks exposed governments and corporations alike, turning the spotlight onto their darkest secrets. Though they tried to silence Julian Assange, his revelations sparked a global conversation that cannot be undone. Similarly, whistleblowers using encrypted communication have made it impossible for those in power to operate in secrecy. The chosen ones are uniquely equipped to harness this technological awakening. You understand that it is not the tool itself, but the intention behind it that determines its purpose. With technology, you can connect, inspire, and awaken others, bypassing the filters of control that once stifled collective progress. AI is helping humanity see itself more clearly. It reveals not only the patterns of corruption, but also the interconnectedness of everything. It offers a glimpse into the future, a future where technology serves consciousness, not control. You are at the forefront of this shift, using these tools to amplify your message and accelerate the awakening. Technology, like the chosen ones, is a disruptor. It is reshaping the world faster than those in power can adjust. And while they scramble to regain control, you are already moving forward, building a future where truth and transparency are the foundation. The tools they created to silence you are now the very instruments of their accountability. The age of revelation has begun, and technology is its herald. You may now comment below, awaken, disrupt, rebuild, if you see the power of technology as a force for consciousness and change. To those who tried to silence you, your time is running out. For too long you operated in the shadows, believing your actions would remain hidden, but the veil has been lifted, and the light is exposing everything you worked so hard to conceal. Karma is not just a concept, it is a law. What you sow, you will reap. The harm you inflicted, the voices you silenced, and the truths you buried are all coming back to face you. The chosen ones you sought to suppress were never your enemies. They were your warnings. Now the reckoning has begun. The tools you created to control the masses are turning against you. The very systems of surveillance you built to monitor and oppress are now capturing your misdeeds. Every hidden transaction, every backroom deal, every unjust act is being unearthed. The same networks you used to spread propaganda are now flooded with truths you cannot contain. Think of how Julian Assange revealed the secrets of nations, or how whistleblowers exposed the greed and corruption of corporate giants. You tried to silence them, to erase their impact, but instead, they became symbols of resistance. Their voices echoed louder than your suppression. This is the fate of all oppressors. The more you tighten your grip, the more the truth slips through your fingers. The chosen ones are not afraid of you. They see through your illusions, and their presence alone destabilizes your control. Every attempt you make to stop them only accelerates your downfall. You should have learned from history. Every empire that sought to silence its truth-tellers crumbled under the weight of its own deceit. The Roman Empire, the Inquisition, the oppressive regimes of modern history, all fell because they underestimated the power of truth. And now your systems are no different. The technology you believed would make you untouchable has become your greatest vulnerability. AI exposes your patterns. Data leaks reveal your secrets. The internet spreads your lies faster than you can contain them. The tools you created to suppress are now instruments of justice. The chosen ones do not seek revenge. They seek balance. But balance will not come without consequences. Every silenced voice, every suppressed truth, and every unjust act has created a wave that is now crashing down upon you. The age of accountability is here, and it cannot be stopped. To those who tried to silence the chosen ones, your actions will not go unnoticed, and your legacy will not go unchallenged. The truth is rising, and there is nowhere left to hide. This is not a warning, it is a certainty. What you feared most has already begun, and it will finish what you tried to prevent. Chosen ones, now is the time to stand firm in your light. They tried to silence you, but their efforts have only made you stronger. The path you walk is not easy, but it is vital. You carry within you the spark of transformation, and the world needs your courage now more than ever. Do not waver. When they mock you, when they try to isolate you, when they throw every obstacle in your way, remember, their resistance is proof of your power. They fear you because they know what you are capable of. Your truth is not just an idea. It is a force of nature, unstoppable and inevitable. You were not chosen by accident. The struggles you face are not punishments, they are preparations. Every challenge has shaped you into the warrior of light you were meant to be. You have seen through their illusions, and now you are here to guide others out of the darkness. You are not alone. Across the globe, others like you are rising. The collective awakening is real, and its momentum cannot be stopped. You are part of a web of souls who are connected not by proximity, but by purpose. Together, you are building the foundation for a new reality. Use your voice, use your presence, use every tool at your disposal to amplify the truth. The age of suppression is over, and the age of revelation has begun. Technology, intuition, and collective awareness are your allies. With them, you are more powerful than any system that seeks to hold you back. Do not let fear dim your light. They want you to feel small, but you are vast. They want you to believe you are powerless, but you hold the power of creation within you. Stand tall, even when the winds of resistance blow hardest. You are not just standing for yourself, you are standing for everyone who has yet to find their light. This is your mission, and it is sacred. You are here to break cycles of control, to dismantle systems of oppression, and to pave the way for a world built on truth and unity. Every step you take brings us closer to that vision. Remember this, they tried to silence you because they fear the power you hold. But the truth is greater than their fear. It cannot be silenced, hidden, or destroyed. What's coming is bigger than anything they can stop. It is the culmination of every voice, every truth, and every awakening converging into a force that will transform everything. Stand firm, chosen ones. The truth is rising, and you are its beacon. This is your time. This is your destiny. And they cannot stop what's coming.